Okay, as I make this video, it is September 2017 here in the United States, and we are on the heels of back-to-back hurricane disasters in the southeast and in Texas in the United States. Texas was hit with Hurricane Harvey, horrible destruction and devastation. Many people lost everything they had, a lot of flooding, people just in dire situations. And then not a week or so later, you know, Hurricane Irma comes up the Florida Panhandle. I mean, up the Florida, I guess the Florida mainland, all the way up the peninsula into Georgia and north. And even here in Atlanta, where I live, there's somebody that died or a tree fell on their house, and there's trees down and people out of power. But in Florida, there's a lot of people still out of power a week later. So, point being that being prepared is more than just a Boy Scout motto. It is really a very important thing to make sure for you and your family. In this video, we're going to take a look at a reasonably new offering from the folks at Valley Food Storage, their meat variety bucket. I mean, a meat bucket. Who wouldn't like that, right? And we're also going to take a look at a really cool little backpacking item from the folks at Outdoor Vitals. Kind of a combo video. Anyway, that's what's coming up next here on Survival on Purpose. Welcome back to Survival on Purpose, your home for information and gear reviews related to camping, survival, and general preparedness for regular folks. My name's Brian. Thanks for joining me. So, wow, hurricanes in the east southeast coast, wildfires on the west coast, barking dogs in Atlanta. You just never know what kind of disaster is going to happen and what might happen to cause you and your family to need some sort of survival supplies, emergency supplies to fall back on. I'm not talking about the end of the world and a total societal collapse. I'm talking about just everyday disasters and natural disasters or emergencies or whatever. I guess it would apply to, you know, zombie apocalypse too. But anyway, man, I'm rambling. I'm sorry. But the folks at Valley Food Storage were kind enough to send me some more stuff. We've done a couple of 3 different reviews on some of their stuff over the last couple of years on the channel, and if you saw any of those, you know that I really like Valley Food Storage. I like them because A, they are all natural. There's not any artificial preservatives in any of their products. Most of them are just plain up, straight, simple food. As we get to looking at this food bucket, you'll see that the ingredients, like for example, they have a little ground beef. The ingredient is ground beef and a little seasoning. They have beef cubes. The ingredient is beef cubes. Chicken. The ingredient is chicken. There's just really everything is well thought out. It's very flavorful. It tastes good, and just doesn't have a bunch of chemicals and junk and additives in it. Another thing I like about Valley Food Storage is if they say it is a certain number of servings. For example, the meat bucket is, I'm looking at, is 102 servings. Now that's food. Some of the other, you know, survival food, whatever, long-term food companies, when they can tell you there's so many servings, like, look at the packages. 20 to 30% of them very often are drink mix, Kool-Aid. You know, to me, I don't need that. I can drink water. If I got to have water to mix with it to make the Kool-Aid anyway, why don't I want to pay for Kool-Aid for an emergency survival type situation? And you know what? If I want to do that, I just buy a couple packs of Kool-Aid and stick in there, because I'd rather pay for food and things that are going to be helpful to my family. So, and none of Valley Food Storage's long-term survival kits include like drink mix. Okay, so I think that's adds to the value for me. So they're all natural and they're all food, which is a good thing. We're also going to take a look at a cool little item from the folks at Outdoor Vitals, who you know I really like for their backpacking stuff. And this is kind of a backpacking item, but it's good for just keeping it. And it's just this little thing in the bottom here. It's not the pot. It's just a little thing in the bottom called a pack steam. Basically, what it allows you to do is to create your own, you know, freeze-dried or backpacking type meals and save a lot of money. You know, a Mountain House backpacking meal, 2 servings, costs like $7 or $8. Or you can buy some freeze-dried rice or your own stuff and some rice or packs or whatever in the grocery store for about $1.50 or $1, and make your own meal. And this just really allows you to do that and to cook it in a little Ziploc baggie and with very little bit of water, and just it works. It plain works. And you're going to see that is because I'm going to actually cook some of this ground beef in the pack steam and show you how well it works. So kind of a 2-for-1 video here, but I wanted to try it out. They sent it to me a while back and I hadn't had a chance to use it, and as you will see, it works really well. So That's what's coming up next here. So instead of me continuing rambling on, I'm going to take you down to the old stump top kitchen I got going on here, and we're going to cook up some ground beef for you. And just stick around to the end. I'll tell you how you can save 10% on anything on the Valley Food Storage website. And I'll put a link to that and to the pack steam and all that stuff in the description below too. So let's get cooking. Okay, so here we have the meat bucket. Man, I can't get over it. I really like that name. So actually meat variety bucket, but I'm just going to call it the meat bucket because I like the way that sounds. It's got a sealed top here. I'm just going to open that up, pull that little zip tie off of it, and see if we can get the top off this thing now. Very good. So we lift it up, and you can see inside here, meat. Oh yeah. So what we got? We got all together, it says we have 30 servings of beef dices. So we got beef dices here. And this container contains 10 servings. Each serving is a half a cup and contains 17 grams of protein. And the ingredients on this thing are really simple, which is what I like about them. As you can see right here, it says freeze-dried diced beef cooked. That's it. No chemicals, no non-pronounceable ingredients, just beef. So we have 3 packs of that, 30 servings. Then we've got pork sausage crumbles, and we got 3 packs of that at 7 servings apiece, and it just includes sausage crumbles cooked and seasoned. 12 grams protein per sausage patty. 830 milligrams of sodium, which is reasonably high, but and 430 milligrams on the beef. So I mean, it's sausage, right? And then finally we have some. What else we got in here? We got ground beef, and there is 21 servings. There are 21 servings of ground beef, and it's just, again, freeze-dried beef crumbles, cooked and seasoned. 19 grams of protein per serving. There's 7 servings in this container. And then finally, we got white chicken dices, 10 per pouch. There's 30 servings. Again, nothing but chicken in here, which is pretty cool. 22 grams of protein per serving, and only 25 milligrams of sodium. So they're not packed and loaded with salt. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to cook up some. We're going to go with the ground beef. What do you want to see? You know what? Let's go with ground beef. Get that out of the way. I've got my outdoor kitchen here, and what I'm going to try to do, instead of cooking up 10 servings at one time, I'm going to kind of measure this stuff out into a, hopefully, as best I can, a individual type servings. And we're going to take a look at this deal here from the folks at Outdoor Vitals. And I'm going to show you how it works as we do this video, because it's a pretty cool concept, and this suits itself very well to what we're doing, creating our own individual freeze-dried meals here, which is exactly kind of one of the main reasons this was designed. Okay, so we got our ground beef here from Valley Food Storage. Oh, what a save, what a save. Then we got our pack steam from the folks at Outdoor Vitals. Now this comes in different sizes depending on what size pot you've got. I've got here a Solo Man pot, which I don't know what size it is, but this is made to fit right in there. So depending upon what size cook system you got or whatever, there's different sizes. So the principle of this is you don't have to use as much water, and you basically you can use and these are actually, they're going to sell these like heat-proof, heat-resistant bags, but regular bags will work just fine. It doesn't get that hot because the water doesn't allow it to. But you can kind of put your own individual meals in here and not have to buy the whole pack, or you can make your own for a lot cheaper. So anyway, we're going to open this up, the beef crumbles. What is this? Beef, ground beef, and put it says to a half a cup of ground beef to half to 1 cup of boiling water, and stir and cover. So what we're going to do is and let it sit for 5 minutes and drain off excess liquid. So we're going to go ahead and just shovel this out here. Let me hold it between the knees and get a half a cup. And you know what? It just looks like kind of dried ground beef, right? Not a big deal. Let's go ahead and fill it up here. You know what? That's silly. Let's do it this way. And we really don't want to eat that thing, so let's see. Put you back in there for now. And I'll say that's about a half a cup. What do you think? Close enough, right? So seal this back up. Now this thing has these have like a 25-year shelf life, but after they're opened, they have a, you know, I'll have to look that up. I don't know. They have a shelf life even after they're open. It's probably not 25 years now. So anyway, what we're going to do is put that half a cup of beef in our little pack here. And then it says to put a half a cup of boiling water in it, so and then let it sit. So what I think we're going to do is go ahead and put some water in the pot here where the pack steam is, and basically what you want to do is fill this up to just about a 1/4 inch over the bottom of this pack steam little thing, just so that basically it's kind of covered, if you can see that, right? Just enough, because basically all you're trying to do is the water is going to absorb the heat and create steam. It's just going to help cook the food. Then let me get this out of the way now. And I'm using the bottom half of a Blaze cook set that from Expedition Research, which I don't think got funded on their Kickstarter. I'm not sure, but we'll go ahead and turn that on, and then put this pot on here and let it be warming up a little bit. Now, what they say is once you get this thing boiling, you can go ahead and kind of let it down, but we're going to go ahead and put a half a cup of water in also. I don't like my meat really, well, let's make it around a half a cup, okay? So that's good there. And we'll put that in the bag also. We're gonna try it this way. It's not the recommended way, but we'll just let it go and see if it works. Let's see if I can pour that in there without spilling it all over me. So we got just a half a cup of water in there. Doesn't look like very much, does it? Hopefully it's gonna steam up. Let me just pour just a tad more. Okay. Now what we're supposed to do is seal this up almost all the way and leave just a little bit open for steam to come out. And then basically you just put it in here and let it sit, and the water will come up as you put it in. And we're going to put a lid on it and let it boil. Keep an eye on it there and let it boil. Once it gets to boiling, we'll take another look at it. So while we're waiting on that to boil, let me talk a little bit more about Valley Food Storage, because I'm a Boy Scout. I believe in being prepared, and there are a lot of places now that you can buy survival type, you know, prep food, emergency storage food, whatever you want to call it. Valley, I think what I really like about Valley Food Storage, I've said this on several other videos that I've done for their stuff, is that just like this ingredient here, ground beef, you know what's in it? Ground beef, period. Not a bunch of other stuff. Not a whole bunch of weirdness. And the fact that they offer meat is kind of rare, because a lot of companies don't. And they also offer it separate, so you can mix it in with other stuff and kind of make your own meals, which I like. It gives you a little bit of more control over what you're eating, because, you know, if you got kids like I do, some people like some things, some people don't like others. I know if you're starving, you're hungry, you hadn't eaten anything, it'll all be good. But it never hurts to have good tasting food that, you know, while you're trying to live and survive. And everything I've eaten from Valley Food Storage tastes good. My first video, I don't know if you saw it, but I made some kind of chicken chicken rice, I think, and cornbread. Their cornbread is stinking delicious. So anyway, they also sent me, they also have some different fruits. Like they have this particular case, freeze-dried pineapple, which guess what it contains? 100% pineapple. They have freeze-dried bananas. I got some freeze-dried blueberries. They got strawberries. They got all that stuff. And then they kind of just sent me this as a little bonus. I haven't tried them yet. Let me check on the old ground beef. Not there yet. It's getting there. These are coconut milk bites, and they contain coconut milk, maltodextrin, sugar, tapioca, and natural flavor. I thought this would be a real good time to go ahead and just try one of those right now, to see how good it is. So this is what they look like. They look like little white tablets, kind of like astronaut ice cream that you used to get when you were a kid at camp. But Just eat them right out of the box. Oh, they're pretty good. Man, you know, they're one of those things that a little bit dry, so kind of stick in your teeth a little bit. But one of those things that if I don't put this bag up, I'm gonna drive you crazy eating these things because they're that good. I mean, just kind of like, I don't know, they're one of the things that you kind of, well, let me just have one more. Let me just have one more. I only got 3 more in my hand, so I'll be finished in just a minute. But folks at Valley Food Storage, again, they have everything from individual meals and individual meal packs to long-term kits, anything from 2 weeks to a year. They have a monthly subscription program, so if you don't really have the budget to go ahead and buy a lot of food at one time, but you want to prepare for your family, then you can just set aside so much a month, and every month you can build your family's long-term food storage plan, a month at a time. And what I like about it is most of their plans come, a lot of them come in these sealed buckets. So not only is the food itself sealed, but it's in a sealed container. It's easy to stack, and they're kind of squared off. Most of them easy to stack and store. Very well labeled. Again, 25-year shelf life. No artificial preservatives in anything they have. It's all just really good food, and I like that. Oh, we got some boiling going on here. Let's see. Hold on. Let me just let it simmer and steam in there for about 5 minutes. I'll just turn the video camera off and won't just ramble on at you for 5 minutes. I might eat a couple more coconut bites. But I'm going to tell you too, you can use the coupon code SURVIVAL, save 10% on anything on their site. So let's I'm going to stop chewing in front of you. My mama says that's rude. And we'll go ahead and check on the ground beef. Okay, it's been about probably 4 or 5 minutes since this thing started. I had it turned down to a really slow simmer. And the folks at Outdoor Vitals say if you're using this pack steam, you really can almost turn it off once you got the water boiled. There's enough steam in there. So we're going to get it out here. It looks like it's softened up considerably. And they said to drain the excess water off, so we're going to do that. I'm going to take it over here, just open this bag up just a little bit, and let me turn this off, make sure it's off, and then drain the water out off camera because I don't want to get the juice all where I'm sitting, and I will be right back. Oh yeah, that looks good. Okay, so here we are back with serving of ground beef, and it looks like ground beef to me, so move this out of the way here for a minute. My stump top is not big enough. Julia Childs would not be happy, or Justin Wilson, which I prefer. Some of that cayenne pepper, and all we need now is some of that onion. But you can see that looks like just ground beef. Now you could take that probably and put it in tacos. You could put it in anything you wanted to. And I was going to make the pasta primavera, but I think for the sake of time, I'm just going to try the ground beef. Okay, like I said, I was going to make the pasta primavera, but for the sake of time, and because I've started a weight training program, that's another video. We'll talk about that because I think it applies to what we're doing here and what we're talking about on the channel here. But so I'm really trying to eat more protein than anything else. So anyway, no salt, no seasoning. We're just going to try it straight out of the bag and see how it tastes. Pretty good. I mean, there's really not a lot of seasoning on it. But is there any seasoning on it? It tastes like there's a little seasoning. I'm cooked and seasoned, so it's got something on it. 630 milligrams of sodium, so probably some salt there. It's 7 grams of saturated fat per serving, so it's regular ground beef. But it tastes like hamburger. See? Look. Pretty good. And I'm just getting myself another 19 grams of protein. So I'm gonna not ask you to watch me eat all this ground beef. I may go find me an onion to chop up in it actually, but it's good. It tastes like hamburger meat. So anyway, Bottom line, my personal choice for long-term food storage, for being prepared, you know, it's always good to have some food, right? Food and water, two things you really can't live without. A lot of people were all about the gear. I got this knife and that knife and all this stuff, but the reality is you can't eat a knife. And all this, I'm going to go out hunting, I'm going to do this. Look, most of us don't live where we can go and hunt. There's a lot of squirrels and little bunnies in my neighborhood. There's also a lot of people, and if everybody ate 1 or 2 squirrels or bunnies, they would be gone in about 2 days' time. And then what would we do, right? So anyway, I just think it's a great idea to have some food and water stored aside just in case. And I don't think there's a better choice in my mind than Valley Food Storage. They are very, very high quality, very good tasted, and all natural. So again, you can use the coupon code SURVIVAL to save 10% on anything you want to order from their website. I'll put a link to that below with the coupon code. I hope this has been helpful. If you don't get Valley Food Storage, get some food somewhere. Even if you just buy canned goods and stuff at the store. You know, the thing I like about this is it's got a 25-year shelf life, and it's all natural and tastes good. So I hope this has been helpful. Once again, thanks to the folks at Valley Foods for sending me this stuff so I can show it to you. And as always, thank you for watching Survival on Purpose. I put out a brand new video every Friday and Saturday, and very often random videos throughout the week. There's another one right there, and if you're not subscribed, please click down in the corner and do it. I would really appreciate it. Once again, my name's Brian. You're watching Survival on Purpose. Remember, survival's not an accident, so be prepared. I'll see you next time.